Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm back with one of my great movie reviews of a pretty good movie that I enjoyed, which was Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear. For those of you who do not know, I did see Scott Adkins' first movie, Ninja, which was actually pretty good. It came around the same time as Ninja Assassin, and I found it pretty comparable. There were a few scenes where it looked kind of cheap and cheesy, but it still worked. They had a good ending where they kept telling you something, but it never made sense until the very end, and then you're like, oh, so that's what that meant. And it was a pretty good ending for Ninja 1. Can't say the same for Ninja 2, I'm afraid, but let's face it, Ninja 2 can be summed up in one saying. Yeah, that pretty much describes it. You got this pure action-packed adventure movie, which is one fight scene after another. Literally, he just goes beating up person after person because he's in mourning. It turns out that his lovely wife, Namaku, was murdered while being pregnant with their child, So obviously he is very, very upset, and he's going to go out for revenge. Good old-fashioned martial arts movie. Very little plot development, very little character development. But it was there. Scott Adkins as Casey had his moments of grief and sadness over the loss of his lovely wife. But that doesn't stop him from doing what he's supposed to do. Go out and beat up anybody and everybody, whether they were responsible for it or not. And that was the one problem with this movie. First off, he's beating up on way too many people without really knowing whether or not they were responsible. And in many ways, he's beating up on innocent people. People who had nothing to do with it. And I'm sorry, but Scott Adkins is a huge guy. All right? He's gonna knock somebody out in one punch, but not these people. He apparently has the worst luck when it comes to finding opponents, because every one of them was a trained fighter and professional, let me tell you. When he punched them, when he knocked them down, they just got right back up. Whether they were in a bar, in a school, or in a drug lord's lair, I should say. They made the movie also about drugs. I mean, let's face it, they did throw in the cliches. They didn't try to be original enough. That was okay. It's not about originality. It's about the fight scenes. It's about the action, the excitement. But it's that build-up that comes from the story that this movie unfortunately lacked. All right? It is up to Casey to find his inner ninja, to get revenge on his wife's murder before the plot twist at the end of the movie. That's where I felt the movie also kind of went bad. The plot twist was not unexpected. It was a cliche. We saw it coming a mile away. And I'm just surprised he didn't. The other complaint I have about this, you gotta learn to make sure you measure up your person properly. There's this one scene where 7-foot tall Scott Adkins is in a prison where 5'5" Indonesians keep him prisoner, but he's able to knock them out and take their uniforms, and they seem to fit him pretty well, despite the fact that he towers over everybody. Cheesy, but still okay. If you like these kind of martial arts movies, and I do, I definitely give it a see it. But it's a see it with a niche, because this has got to be your niche. If you enjoy these kind of action-packed movies, brainless, exciting, pound, 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 you'll love this movie. And I did. I really enjoyed it. Alright guys, well thank you very much for listening. We will see you at the theaters.